So now's the bit to introduce our guest speaker. I had to kind of think carefully about what to say, and I could mention Strictly Come Dancing, and I was worried about him turning up with a permatan and sparkles all over him, but you're looking good, you look fine. So no sparkles, no tan. What should I say? So I think I speak on behalf of the partnership when I say we're absolutely delighted to welcome our special guest here tonight. He is a BAFTA award-winning naturalist, writer, TV presenter, adventurer, and we'll soon see if he can add the foxtrot, the tango, the waltz to his list of endless talents. He's a champion for wildlife and nature conservation, and his passion, knowledge and enthusiasm for all things creepy and crawly is second to none. I think Ewan said before, you make bugs cool, you make bugs sexy, and that's what we need to do. So who better than Steve Backshall, Buglife's Vice President, to officially open Canvey Wick. So please put your hands together and welcome Steve Backshall.
Hello you all, how you all doing? It's wonderful. I guess I did kind of ask for that introduction really, didn't I? I think from here on in I am totally cursed to be Steve Backshall, that guy who was absolutely terrible on Strictly Come Dancing. I don't have two left feet, I have got a left one and a right one, sadly they are the wrong way round. I've spent all day today in the studio with my incredibly gorgeous, glamorous dance partner. She looks amazing, but actually she's a total drill sergeant. I spent most of the day down doing like 20 press-ups because I'm so awful. And it's just a complete turnaround from my life. I spent the whole of my summer in the Arctic on an expedition. I didn't change my clothes for a month, I didn't shower for a month, and now all of a sudden people are going, oh my goodness, you have to get the spray tan, you'll never forgive yourself if you don't. I just kind of don't really know what's happened to my life. It is incredibly bizarre. But, I mean, first of all, the reason why we're here, it's up here on this board, Britain's first bug reserve. I mean, what an absolutely extraordinary achievement, and I have to say a massive thank you to Matt and to Sarah for letting me be a part of this, for letting me be a part of Buglife in the first place, but especially for being a part of this opening of Canvey Wick Reserve. I absolutely love every single time I get a chance to come back and meet the folks at Buglife, because it gives me something to aspire to. There's such an enormous font and repository of knowledge amongst these guys, amongst the ecologists and the entomologists, and it kind of lets me know how much I still have left to learn, and there's nothing more exciting in life than that possibility, the great opportunity that we have for learning about the natural world. And where is there more opportunity than in the invertebrate world? There might be 8 million species on the planet, there could be 20 million. If you're going to learn about animals, I'm talking to the youngsters here, you've got to start with bugs, because the knowledge is infinite. You could study every single day of your lives and you're not even going to scratch the surface. There could be 50,000 species of spiders, there could be 800,000 beetles, there's probably more. There's probably 120,000 moths and butterflies, more than that, of wasps and bees and ants. You can study your entire life and you're not going to know it all. Yeah, I think moth trapping has been how I genuinely had some of the most fun evenings in my entire life, because you never really know what you're going to get. I mean, in the tropics it can be absolutely anything, and quite often the fact that you bring in lots of these flying insects will mean that larger predatory creatures will come in and use your moth trap. We've actually had bats flying in and around our moth trap, munching everything that have been coming into the light. All the youngsters in here, if you want to do what I do for a living, you have to start now. So that, I guess, is why I love Buglife. But this place itself, Canvey Wick, I haven't had a chance to wander around here yet, but I know what this place is like, because this is where I started off, and I think it is where an awful lot of young people will start off. It's in places that are reclaimed land, places like this that I guess in the past have been degraded by human use, and they've found a way back. To borrow a phrase from Jurassic Park, nature finds a way. And I think that's really exciting, because there is a tendency in conservation for us to be a bit bleak, for us to think that, you know, there is no possibility that we have destroyed the planet. But when you come somewhere like this and you see that nature can bloom and you can have diversity coming flooding back into a place like this, it gives you great heart. But also, I think, because this is the kind of place where I had my first experiences with wildlife. I very much went out and, you know, I didn't start off by freediving with great white sharks and going and filming polar bears. I started off catching grass snakes in my mum's manure heap, much to her absolute horror and disgust. And by photographing butterflies on the local bud leaves, by going through sites like this, this is how young people get their first experiences with nature and how they get switched on and excited by wildlife. It's by that tangible first physical encounter, the kind of thing which I'm really hoping we're going to be doing this evening if the moth traps work.